Can you guys hear me now? I think I had my audio off. Okay, so I think you guys can hear me now. It looks like it's moving. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me test it on my phone. Can you guys hear me now? Oh, perfect. Great. Okay, my bad. I had my audio off. So I want to say good morning to my girl, Melissa, my manifestation babe. I want to say good morning to Lori, hello, and to Eliza. Thank you guys so much for being here. I am so stoked for today, you guys. I am just like, I can't even put into words how I'm feeling about this interview. And this morning as I was like, really creating the intention for today and like sitting in this space and thinking about how powerful this woman is that I am interviewing today. Her name is Chelsea Quint. She is extremely intelligent. She's smart. She's beautiful. She has this like ability to go deep. She talks about, using her pain, like creating her pain into purpose. And you guys, her story is so impactful and so powerful. And it is going to inspire the socks off of you. Like literally, it's going to, like, when I was watching the interview this morning, setting the intention for the day, preparing for this, preparing for you guys, preparing to show up in this space, I was literally in tears listening to the words that she speaks. And I want to give you guys a heads up. We go deep in this conversation. We go deep. We hit a space that has not been hit yet in this entire summit. We talk on, she's going to like go deep. She's going to go deep and she's going to talk about trauma-informed healing. So this is the type of woman, and I'm not going to share her whole story because you guys will hear it in a moment, but this is the type of woman who has been through a lot of things in her life. Sexual assaults, seeing her 3-year-old brother die. And she has such a deeply rooted passion for taking that pain and creating it into purpose. You guys are going to just be mind blown by her ability to take her pain and turn it into passion. This woman is going to literally stop you in your tracks and just really make you think like, wow. She's going to give you a different perspective on life. She's going to give you a different perspective on how you show up in the world and the ability that you have within you to heal, to transform, to take your pain, make it into a passion, create a purpose from it. You guys, I am so incredibly excited. My heart is just bursting with joy over this amazing, powerful woman. So I would love to introduce to you guys the beautiful, the powerful, the wonderful Miss Chelsea Quint. With no further ado, here we go.
That completely transformed my relationship to my pain. Because it had meaning, because it was doing good. And that wasn't that there was a silver lining and I felt better. It was like, no, it's this like rebellious texture in me, honestly, of like, this did not happen to me in vain. This will mean something.
Welcome to the Woman of Wealth and Worth Summit, where we are talking all about how to create a life of success and to build the business and the life of your dreams. Today, we have an amazing guest. I am so excited to share her with you guys. If you don't know her, you're going to want to know her after this interview. She loves to help healers to turn their pain into their purpose. We have today Chelsea Quint. Welcome, Chelsea.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you guys.
Awesome. So we were having quite the powerful, amazing, beautiful, unleashed chat before we pressed record, just to let you guys know on the conversation. And, we were talking about all kinds of things. Chelsea is a yoga teacher. She's an intuitive healer. She's a conscious business coach, very multi-passionate, very multifaceted. So, we're going to see where this conversation goes. And I'm just really excited for this conversation. So can you share a little bit about you? Because I have a feeling the fact that you love to help healers turn their pain into purpose, I have quite the intuitive feeling that there's a story behind that.
Oh, yes, there is. Yes, there is. So, I believe so deeply. I believe so deeply in the power of story medicine. And so before I even go into any part of my story, I like to just internally kind of take a moment to really drop into this is medicine. And I so deeply believe that our stories, the good parts certainly, but honestly even more so the bad parts, the painful parts, the ugly parts, I'm not sure, I don't even know how I got through that parts, can be some of the most potent medicine, not only for us, but for whether we are healers or coaches or just mothers. There's nothing just about being mother. Or we are, moms or friends or partners or wives or whoever, right? Your story and being able to share it and share it as medicine, both to yourself and others, is, frankly, it's a time-honored tradition. We've been doing that as a human people for generations, for centuries. So that's kind of the overview without dropping into any more of my story is I believe that turning your pain and your stories, your painful stories, into purpose, not in a way that's love and lighting it away of find the silver lining to your trauma. I don't bypass anything, but in a way of creating a different relationship to your pain and asking and simultaneously being able to hold on the one hand, this was terrible. This is awful. It shouldn't have happened. It's wrong. It's bad, whatever. On the one hand, this was bad. And where is there medicine in here? Where this is the way of the alchemist, right? Where can I turn this into gold? And in a very, very whole integrated, not bypassy way, that's the sort of underlying message there. And how I came to that, it's a 30-year journey. It's a 30-year evolution and I'm still figuring it out. But the kind of TLDR version is I had the kind of childhood that when I first started seeing therapists, and even still to this day, most of when I run through the entire list of my childhood and my trauma, professionals are kind of shocked and appalled of oh God, which obviously when you're seeing a therapist and trying to be how do I help me please, and they're wow, that's your story, it's not exactly inspiring and hope producing to have that experience. But I've got some big mother wounding stuff. I watched my older brother die when I was 3 years old. I'm an incest survivor. I am a multiple sexual abuse assault survivor. I have had domestic violence. I've had exes end up in jail. I've had a laundry list of complex traumas. And I remember there are several kind of big moments in my history that I consciously remember that created this pain into purpose kind of identity. And one is that my mom, after my brother died, he was autistic. She decided to hold a camp for kids with autism in his memory, and has created this entire nonprofit that then, from the time I was 4 years old, every summer, my family kind of put together this therapy intensive respite camp for kids with autism and their families that has now grown into a whole bunch of different things. But so from this time that I was really young, I got to witness my mom, my parents, turn the loss of their child, this really, really painful, traumatic experience, into something that to this day changes lives. And witnessing that, I remember as like a 13-year-old or something, telling my parents, like, you guys have just like, you've ruined me. For one, neither of them had a regular work schedule, so I was never going to be able to work an office job. And for two, I was like, you've made me into like, I have to do something that like changes the planet. Like, you've instilled this deep sense of like pressure, which on the what, like, it's a great thing and I'm happy as can be. But as a 13-year-old, I was like, dear God, parents, like, we've really got to do something with this life, right? Because that was what was modeled for me. And the second time was, I remember really consciously, the first time I was assaulted as an adult, just there was this internal, call it soul knowing, call it intuition, I don't know what it was, but there was just this deeply internal sense of like, you can make something of this. Mm-hmm. And what ended up happening was rather than being kind of silenced and ashamed, which I felt all of that, but I talked a lot with friends, with strangers, like, I talked a lot about like, this was my experience in sexual assault and this is what I'm working with it and I don't know. And a lot of it was unhealthy and traumatized and all the things. But what started happening is that because I communicated about like, this painful thing happened to me, when friends or acquaintances or friends of friends had a traumatic experience, they immediately could think of, oh, there's this person who's talked openly about this and talked openly about ways that she's trying to heal. And that was 10, 11 years ago that I made that conscious decision of like, it was messy. I was not particularly effective. But I made the decision of, I'm going to do something with this. And there's this, for so many of us, there's this really alchemical shift that happens when you're able to find that gold. And like, for me, as a 19-year-old, having that experience of a woman feeling safe enough to come to me and be like, this happened to me and I don't know what to do. And I don't feel like I can tell anyone, but because I've seen you talk about it, I felt like I could come to you. And then provide resources, because back then I was not a coach and I had no idea what I was doing. So like, I'd help them find therapists or talk about EMDR, and like, that completely transformed my relationship to my pain. Because it had meaning, because it was doing good. And that wasn't that there was a silver lining and I felt better. It was like, no, it's this like rebellious texture in me, honestly, of like, this did not happen to me in vain. This will mean something.
Yes.
So that's where that comes from.
Wow. So you guys, I had no idea this is where the conversation was going to go. And I can't tell you how much gratitude I feel in this moment that it went there. And the fact that you shared that, I mean, thank you so much, because it's beautiful. And it's so weird because there was a moment when you were talking and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it all makes sense why we came together in this moment. It all makes sense to me because, for some of the things you talked about, like I I share these things too, you know. I was an incest survivor. I had so much trauma in my life, in my backstory, that I remember going to therapists and them like crying because it was so heartbreaking to them. And then what that told me as a younger person was that there's something wrong with me.
Yes.
And I carried that shame for so long. Mm-hmm. And I truly believe, because I know right now there's women who are watching this, because, you know, in my experience, when you really dig into someone's story, people become healers, coaches, helpers, because they're trying to heal something within themselves. So I believe, I know that there's women who are watching this that need to hear that.
Absolutely. Ugh, absolutely. And that, I mean, yeah, how perfectly kismet. Thank you, universe. Thank you for this connection. So wonderful. Yeah, and I think, I mean, to add some additional context too, because I had exactly the same thing of like therapists who are crying, and now it's like, and now I'm taking care of you. Like, I'm sorry that I'm sorry my story is so much. Whoops. Did I share too much? I'm too much. I broke the therapist. Dear, how horrible am I? How screwed am I, frankly, that the therapist is having kind of a like overwhelmed, flooded, shut down response. Like, God. And by the way, need for more trauma-informed therapists. This is an advertisement for the need for more trauma-informed therapists and healers and facilitators. But even kind of going like one level beyond that, because by the time I entered into the coaching space, I'd been in and out of therapy for many years, tried a bunch of modalities, done, you know, all the, what we do when we're trying to heal, like we'll try anything, throw it all in, see what works. And so by the time I had entered into this space and was dabbling with starting a business and personal development and taking online courses and reading the books, I'd done a lot of the, I loosened a lot of the, like, I'm a bad person, there's something wrong with me, I'm broken stuff. And so much of this industry preys on and perpetuates, because of toxic, funky capitalist paradigms, this idea that we are broken. And and even the self-love movement, like even that movement has some sticky textures of the correct or incorrect way to practice self-love. Like I say to my clients all of the time, you can't make a wrong decision as long as it's eyes wide open, conscious, and intentional. Like if right now the most loving thing for you to do is like to have that third glass of wine, fourth glass of wine, okay. If you're eyes wide open and intentional and very real with yourself about where you're at, cool. If the most loving thing is like, yes, Netflix, I am still watching. I know I should probably go meditate and tap right now. I've got all the tools. I have 40 personal development books I've halfway read. I could go read them. If that's not the most loving thing for you right now, but so much of the work I've danced with and explored over the last several years of being a business owner, being in this space, helping other business owners, right, is like, where is this industry and the healing industry kind of whack?
Yeah.
And like kind of whack. That's not a thing I normally say, but there we go. That's how I'm communicating that right now.
It happened.
And looking at where things are really funky and actually damaging, and just perpetuating this notion of I'm broken, I have to buy the next course, I have to have the next thing, I have to do more, I have to check out my healing off the list, I have to finish it to prove I'm not broken. Like I do not believe that is the path to healing. I do not believe that is the path to wholeness. And I guess hearing that your note about kind of therapists and feeling like you're broken, it's just something I see perpetuated, I think unintentionally, unconsciously. I don't think most, if any, people are doing that intentionally and like trying to make you feel like press into your not enough, fill the void, I'm broken wound. But I'm a big proponent of always looking at, you know, where have you been making disempowered decisions in your own healing and your investments in yourself? Because disempowered decisions perpetuate disempowered feeling and disempowered experience.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I just am so in love with everything you just said, because this is something I am huge in my business too. Like I literally create, like I remember doing this thing and I'm like, sorry, not sorry. You're not broken. You are not broken. And what I see happen, and I'm sure as a business coach and a healer, you see this too, is that people get so caught up in this idea. And I do believe, I don't think it's intentional, but I think it's a sort of like sales strategy people use to like speak into your brokenness, where I'm like, no, I want to speak into your empoweredness. And I want to show you that you can, you know, like, and people get stuck in this like analysis paralysis where they're like, I have to read this book and I have to fix myself, I have to fix before I take action.
Yeah.
And so, you know, when we talk about the woman of wealth and worth, like that is so entwined with what the conversation we're having here, is that, you know, when you accept your worth and your value and you stand in your value and you can say, you know, I have trauma and I can still move forward in my life. It's not an either or, it's an and conversation. So for that woman who maybe she's hearing this and she's recognizing that, like she's looking over on her shelf, how she has, you know, 10 half-read self-help books.
Me too. I got them all too.
Me too. Like she has all the books. Like I have a tendency to read like literally 10 books at a time because I get bored.
Same. Yep.
But you know, but it's keeping her stuck in this moment.
Yeah.
What would you say to her?
Honestly, you're really going to be dead sooner than you think. So what are you doing? I'm abnormal in many ways. My non-fear of death is one of them. And you know, as humans, it's often like, is this morbid? Sure. Yeah, it is. But as humans, we like spend so much time, and especially in the time we're living in right now, like we spend so much time thinking that we simultaneously like saying, I never have enough time, I never have enough time, I never have enough time, while also really feeling like we have just endless time, or at least acting like it. And on the one hand, we can sit here and say that, yes, the fact that like, you know, even if, so let's say I'm 30, like, let's say I make it to 100, cool, 70 years. 70 years. Sounds like a long time. I haven't lived half of that yet. I'm getting there. But 70 years. I could sit here and freak out about how like, oh my God, how am I going to I have to write several books, and I want to be on a stage, and I have to start a nonprofit and a charity, and like we really got to fix global warming, and like the planet needs to be trauma informed. Like I can sit here and freak out about all the things that I feel like I want to do and need to do and should do and blah. Or I could sit here and be really liberated by the fact that like, I know I'm going to die. I know that. Like that's just true. Like I will not be in this meat suit forever. It's one of my favorite isms that I took from my yoga teacher training, like our meat suits. Like, and these are like, you know, like I'm not going to be in this meat suit forever. And like, God, is that liberating? Like all of this is going to end. And knowing that all of it is going to end gives me this sense of freedom of kind of like, okay, wow, like it's going to end, and I kind of am going to get at least the way I believe, I'm kind of going to get another reset button of like, I'll get to try again in a different form, and maybe on a different planet, and maybe in a different state of consciousness. But like, you can't mess it up. Like you really, like the more, I'm so big on being in the practice of trusting our own and others' journeys, and not just in a like cute slap that on a square and throw it on Instagram kind of way, or like put it on an inspirational mug, but like really, really, really what does it mean for you to trust your journey? If you trusted your journey to having the fulfilling business, to having wealth as you define it, to having success as you define it, if you deeply and truly believed in yourself, in yourselves, in your heart, in your body, that you could not mess it up. No sidestep, no hiccup, no detour could be wrong. Like, if you really believed that, would you still be making the choice to sit here and agonize over the unfinished books and the unfinished courses and set up this rule and buy into this rule that I don't get to X until I have Y? And if you remembered that, like, you are not guaranteed tomorrow, you're not. None of us are. As we witnessed, like, nothing on this planet is a guarantee, really. Death and taxes, as they say. Right? Who thought that we were going to be living in this world right now? I sure as hell didn't. In many ways, I'm really excited. Like, guys, we're alive at a really cool time. Like, what? New Earth is being birthed. What? And we're here. But, like, if you really knew that and went beyond the cheesy, like, no day but today. I'm a huge Broadway nerd, so I, like, have Rent singing in my head now. But, like, if we went beyond that, like, no day but today, Carpe Diem, seize the day, and really dropped into, like, what does that mean for you? Would you not start to consider the fact that maybe you've been wasting your life? And wasting, no, because it was important and it was necessary and it gives you medicine and, you know, trust in your journey. But, you know, this gets to be, should you choose your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to let this moment right here, right now, when you are receiving this, become what I call the point of no return. The point where you decide, come hell or high water, I will get wealth as I define it. I will create the business as I want it. I will have the marriage as I want it, the family as whatever your things are, whatever wealth is for you. You have the opportunity to decide that this is the moment where you're like, great, I don't care what it takes or how long it takes. I'm on this boat. I'm burning down the other path.
Oh, my heart is just like, yay! That is so beautiful. I feel like you just, like, defined the purpose and the intention of this entire summit in, like, the last few sentences that you just said. I love that. And I know, like, honestly, I could sit in this energy all day long. Like, this is my favorite. We just went deep. It was passionate. It was full of truth. This is my favorite energy to be in. However, I know that, you know, this comes to an end. So for those people out there who would love to connect with you and get to know more about you, where can they find you?
So Chelsea Quint is pretty much, the answer is Chelsea Quint. Because it's easy to use your name as your brand. So chelseaquint.com. I'm over on Instagram. I actually have 2 Instagram accounts right now because sometimes Instagram likes to delete accounts with no notice. I am at chelsea.quint is where you can find me right now. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. And sorry for being complicated, folks. But and then Chelsea Quint on Facebook. So Chelsea Quint in all of the places. And if you are a podcaster, on all the major podcasting platforms, if you search for Surviving to Thriving with Chelsea Quint, you can listen to the podcast and hear more good things.
Beautiful. And you also have a free gift for our listeners. It's a workshop and a workbook. Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. So it's a Find Your Purpose workshop. I have found so many, having been doing this work for a few years, there are many kind of recurring themes that I hear of, like, how did you? And I get the same questions. So after a number of people came to me with this kind of, like, I'm unfulfilled, I'm in my job, I want something different, I don't know what it is, I don't know what it looks like, I think I kind of maybe don't want to be a coach, but I don't know. and they're in that like chrysalis muck goo, and all they have is questions and no answers. I created this workshop and workbook for them. So it's essentially it's a fusion between some more embodied, feeling, daydreamy, feminine, creative, exploring, visionary stuff. Can you tell that I talk with my hands, or that I teach with my hands? And also giving you like structure, template, framework to really ground it and get more of that masculine side of things. So getting both kind of like the visionary and then having the ability to ground it in and turn that into some action steps, some exploration steps, so that you can start creating, co-creating, seeking out a way to pay your bills that is deeply fulfilling and nourishing.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Who doesn't want that? That sounds
right.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for connecting with us and just contributing such a beautiful, vulnerable, down to earth, in tune energy to this summit. It has been such a pleasure having you on here. Thank you so much, Chelsea.
You are so welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right, guys. And thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
All right, ladies, what did you think? What did you find useful in that interview? Did you have any aha moments that you would like to share? Like, what really landed for you during that talk? Because I'll be honest with you, just like I said in the interview, I had no idea it was going to go where it went, but I am so grateful that it did, because I know this is a little bit heavier of a day than usual, but you know, like, I'm so grateful that it went where it did, because of the fact that, you know, it's really easy to be in this energy, in this space of like fun, excitement. We're hearing these amazing stories of people growing and excelling and building businesses and doing all these things. But, you know, at the same time, it's so important to look at those shadow parts of our lives. And again, this is a little bit heavier than usual, but honestly, like, there was so much of her story that I resonated with, and I know that there's some women out there that do it, that will too, because, you know, even with my work, I work with like very successful women who are building out these businesses, and, you know, it's interesting because so many of us have those experiences that, you know, maybe it's either there below the surface, and we've already brought it to light and we've worked on it. But, you know, a lot of us go through so many painful things, and it's like ignorant to think that you can look at someone's outsides. You know, it's so easy to look at someone's outsides and think that, oh my gosh, they must just have the perfect life, and they must have all of these things going on, and, you know, like, that there's no backstory there. But the truth is that so many of us, you know, I've heard women share in this group even, you know, like, painful divorces and, you know, relationships that were toxic, and, you know, all of these things. Or maybe you're currently in a relationship that's not fulfilling, or, you know, whatever it is, like abuse and all of those, like, you know, you just don't know what's below the surface for people. And one of the biggest things that I would love for you to take away from this interview today is the fact that, you know, no matter what you're going through, you're not alone. You're not alone in your pain. You're not alone in your past. You're not alone in your experience, because, you know, like, that's what this is all about. It's about being a circle of women where, you know, we are the women of wealth and worth. And in that circle, there's so much power in the fact that we're in this together. We're in a giant circle, you know, like, you guys are entrusting me to guide you, to be like the leader among leaders, but I'm in the circle with you, right? We are shoulder to shoulder. We're standing on each other's shoulders. We are standing on shoulders of giants who've gone through us today. And if there's anyone out there, you know, maybe you've held this in, you've held your story in for so long, and today you're inspired to take your pain and create the passion. Let me share with you guys the entire reason why I became a coach. And this is like, I can share this story. The entire reason why I became a coach was because out of the deepest part of my story. The most painful, confusing, craziest, darkest night of my soul came a drive and a passion where I said, you know, like I looked around, I tried to find an answer, I tried to find a book, I tried to find something that would give me answers. And I was like, you know what? If I can't find the answers, maybe I can be the answer for someone else. And that's why I became a coach. That's why I do what I do. You know, and so like I just want to inspire somebody in that. Like I hope that, you know, if you're hearing this and you're like, but you know, you don't understand my story, you don't understand what's going on with me, like the realm of possibility, you guys. And this is something like, I know I've been talking about this the whole time, but I just really want to like just press it in. I want you to like really feel this at a deep, 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 deep level. That no matter what you're going through, no matter what you've been through, like you are not your past. Your past doesn't define you, and you can turn your mess into the message. You can turn your test into the testimony. And once you're able to do that, once you're able to, you know, sit with another woman or sit with another human being as they're processing, when they trust you enough to come to you and say, you know, and you can look at them in the eyes and so you say, you know what? Me too. I get your pain. I know where you've been. And you're going to be okay. That is the most powerful, most just in that moment, like everything in life makes sense. You realize that your life can actually make a difference for someone else. And you guys, that's why I do what I do. It's not for the money. All of this, putting on the summit, like it was free. It was a gift for you. It was just like, this is why I'm alive today. This is my purpose. This is my passion. And if I can help just one person, if we can affect just one person during this entire summit, then all the hard work I've done, all the editing, all the graphics, all the behind the scenes, all the setting up interviews, all the like, you know, researching people, speakers, researching this, like all the countless hours of pouring myself into this, and the women who've shown up for this, pouring themselves into it, my team working behind the scenes, like there's so many missing, like moving pieces, you guys, that all of it makes a difference if just one person can hear this and their life can be changed. That's what it's all for. Lori says, no one has a perfect life. Amen, girl. Amen. Amen. So with that, I have a couple of things for you guys that I'm super excited about. So we have tomorrow, I don't know if you guys remember earlier in this week, maybe it was last week, my friend Paola Rodriguez was on here. She was in the comments. I was talking about how amazing she is. She has a beautiful accessories brand where she has artisans? I don't know if I'm saying that right. She has like merchants from all over the world that she works with. Like in her company, she supports like local artists, like small artists, small creators in different parts of the country who are, you know, like just creating beautiful crafts. And she has these connections with them that she's forged, that she's able to bring these beautiful accessories, bring these beautiful brands. Her company is called Unique World Crafts. And we were having a conversation after you guys were like, bring her on, bring her on, bring her on. So this is because of you guys. Thank you for that. Thank you. So we had off the grid conversation. We had a conversation last week, I think on Thursday or Friday. And she wants to come on and share with you guys her brand and share a little bit about her story because it's amazing. It is beautiful. I have literally stood shoulder to shoulder with this woman as she has had huge breakthroughs. She has transformed her life, and literally it's like this shell cracked. I've watched this woman transform from the beautiful, amazing woman she is and like cracked open this shell like this new transformation. She's like the phoenix coming from the ashes, right? Like I've literally watched this woman, like, and she's held space for me in the same way. Like we have like stared into each other's eyes and told each other our deepest truths. We've had huge growths together. Like I'm literally getting chills as I talk about this. We have like, I mean, our relationship is amazing. The things we've gone through. We were in a leadership training together and she was my buddy. So you'll probably hear me call her my buddy for life. She's amazing. She's beautiful. And when we were talking last week, the thing I didn't know about her is that right now she is selling some handbags and a whole bunch of things, like some hair accessories, necklaces from these women in South America, in Colombia in particular, where their government has completely shut down their entire economy. Like, if you guys think ours is bad, it's not. Like, compared to Colombia, what's happening there, like, people's livelihoods are at stake. They can't go to the grocery store and buy food. They can't get stuff from out of the country, you know, like, they are in very dire, desperate need. So one of the groups that she's really helping right now during this time of COVID is a group of crafters in Colombia. And so tomorrow is going to be a kind of like a double-sided thing. She's going to share her story. She's going to come on and show some of you guys like her accessories and the things that she has for sale. And we're going to have the opportunity to give back to these people in Colombia who are really suffering right now. So this is going to be a win. It's going to be a give back. And it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. It's going to be this beautiful thing that we get to really step up and co-create together. So if you guys are excited about that, let me know. I'm super excited because her company, they sell just like the cutest things. Like, she's the woman who, when we were in La Jolla, California, she was walking on the beach in La Jolla, and someone stopped her and thought she was a movie star. Like, she's that beautiful. You guys will see her. She has this gorgeous, beautiful smile. She's just like amazing. She's beautiful. So if you guys are excited for that, let me know, because I am pumped to bring Paola here. She's living in, she just moved. I believe she's in Orlando, Florida now. I might be standing corrected tomorrow when she comes in, but I believe she's in Orlando now, and she is just like the most amazing. She's created transformation for her husband now. He now gets to stand for other people's transformation. They're raising these like a beautiful, you know, the next generation. They're gorgeous. They're wonderful. They're amazing. So I'm super excited for that. And with that, I also want to ask you guys, if you're watching live, and if you're watching live, or if you are watching on replay, let me know if you guys are interested in having more trainings. I know that I did a Facebook group training, but I'm wondering if you guys are interested in more trainings, because I've had quite a few people ask me if they could come in here and serve you guys in a pretty powerful, big way. I know that this summit is slated to end on Sunday with replay day. However, there may be a possibility of it extending a little bit longer. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but let me know, because I've had a couple people like really they've reached out and asked me since they've seen like what's going on in this group. They're super excited. They're super like pumped about it, and they want to come in here and serve you guys. So let me know if that's something you're open to. I don't want to do that without your guys' permission, because I know I said it was going to end on the 19th. However, we do have the possibility, the opportunity to extend it a little bit longer. I even have my media guy who's asked if he could come in and do a training for you guys. That would be allowing a man into this space. He would only be in here enough to serve you guys, and then he'd be out. So he wouldn't even actually be in the group, because I want this to be a safe place for women who, you know, are looking to transform. But he wants to come on and teach you guys how to be like good on Facebook Lives, if that's interested in something you're doing, like how to frame it, how to create a cute background, how to, you know, like how to have confidence, how to say your story, things like that. He's my personal media guy, so he's amazing. He's incredible. we are like this. I mean, honestly, it's like we are like a partnership in another area that we work in. We work in a ministry together. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. I mean, this thing's been blowing up. It's been taking its own life form on. It's been taking its own like thing. So I am super pumped. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. Like, this is just an option. You know, like, I want to respect your guys' time. I want to respect the time that you're taking to watch this too. So just let me know. Like, if you guys are open to that, I am willing to put the time into it to do that, to create that and make that possible for you. So let me know. I would love to extend this a little bit longer if you guys are open. I have a lot more time next week too, because my husband's going to be out of town all week, which is not really like, is kind of cool because then I get to spend more time with you guys. But if you're open to that, I would absolutely do that for you. So let me know because I love you guys. I'm going to drink a drink real quick. Lori says, sure, she would love to. That is amazing. That is amazing. I love it, love it, love it. Because, yeah, too, you guys, if you are interested in talking more about mental health, right? Like, this is something I'm very passionate about because my mom, my whole family, like on both sides, there's a lot of mental health, a lot of addiction, a lot of just like stuff. And so that has really guided a lot of what I do and the passion I have to really create a bigger purpose in the world. So if you guys are interested in that, I have someone who's asked if they could come on and talk more about mental health. And, you know, the Women of Wealth and Worth is like, it has its own culture, right? Like, we get to create it however we want to be. I tried to focus a lot on entrepreneurs and their stories and helping you create what's possible. But, you know, I am absolutely 100% open to everything that comes up. So, yeah, would love to serve you guys in a big, powerful, juicy, beautiful way. So if I hear a lot from you guys, if I hear back from you guys that you're open to that, I'm going to go ahead and extend it for another week, if that's cool for you. So let me grab I just broke the little thing off it, but I'll grab my jar. You guys know what the jar means. This means the way how you get in the drawing is if you invite your girlfriends that you know want to be in this group. So anybody who is like, you know, you're hearing these conversations and you're like, oh my gosh, so-and-so needs to hear this. So-and-so would be impacted. So-and-so, I want to share this. I want to share this information. I want to share this energy. I want to share this container with other women. Then go ahead and go up to the top of the group. There's an invite button. If you click invite, you can invite the girlfriends that you know want to hear this. Hey, Pamela. Hello, hello, my love. Or if you take, like, you can take a screenshot of this and tag me on Facebook or Instagram. You can tag me on Instagram at It's Val Nichols. So ITSVALNICHOLS, as you can see up here. So if you take a screenshot or maybe say, like, I'm loving the WOW tribe, I'm loving the summit, like whatever you want to say, and tag me in it. So my team will watch out for that. We will put you in this beautiful, gorgeous drawing. Mm-hmm. So if you tag me in it, I'll put you in this drawing. We have quite a few women who are already in here, as you can see. We also had, for every $1 that everyone donated to the Upper Peninsula Animal Welfare Shelter, I put them in this drawing too. So I'm going to go ahead and do this drawing for this. I know I've been giving away a lot of bath bombs, you guys, but it is so important for self-care. So important for self-care. And women love these. So this one is a melon mango bath bomb. It's called the More Than Magic Bath Bomb. Mellow mango. I can't say that word today. Melon mango. Say that with me, everybody. Melon mango. So this is a melon mango bath bomb. I'm going to mail it to you if you win. So let's go ahead and pick a name. The lucky winner today is Christina TNT, my girl who's the bomb. Miss Christina TNT, the bomb, is getting a bath bomb. Congratulations, girlfriend. If I don't get I think I have your address. If not, I'll give it to you on Monday when we go hiking. So, congratulations, Christina TNT, thebomb.com. If you guys are in Oregon, You need a house sold, this is your girl. If you need to buy or sell a home, this is your girl. So with that, I know I'm going over time a little bit. It's now 11 o'clock my time. So we're hitting about an hour, but I just want to like really share with you guys, the power of money manifestation, because you guys have also reached out and asked more about that. And I am so lit up by the topic of money manifestation. You guys, it works, it works, it works, it works. As a matter of fact, I was floating the river with one of you beautiful, amazing women of wealth and worth yesterday. Actually, two of you guys. I was floating the river yesterday, and we were talking about manifestation and money manifestation. And this woman, I don't want to say her name because she didn't give me permission to share this. So I'm not going to say her name unless she tells me I can. I don't know if she's watching or not. But she shared with me that she started some money manifestation, and once she really started getting into it, boom, all of a sudden, one of her clients donated a helicopter ride for her. Out of the blue, out of nowhere. She'd been working with this woman, I believe, for 5 or 6 years. And all of a sudden, her client gifted her a helicopter ride. And then, a couple months later, her parents, who had never done anything like this before, gave her a brand new iPhone 11, I believe. I might have my facts wrong. An iPhone 11. An $1,100 phone. Boom, gifted it to her. This stuff works, you guys. And so whenever I start teaching about money manifestation, which you guys may or may not know, I have my July cash comeback, which is still only $22. It's $22 until tomorrow. So make sure you sign up if you're interested. $22 till tomorrow. So my July cash comeback is $22 till tomorrow. And once I start teaching about it, once I start getting into the realm, once I start even putting my mind on it, my mindset, things just happen. It's crazy how it works. So literally, you guys, right before I got on here today, so it was about 9:45 this morning, Pacific time. We started at 10. So at 9:45, my husband calls me, and he doesn't usually call me during the day because he's working. He works outside of the home. At 9:45, my husband calls me. I'm like, hello? He's like, hey, I just wanted to call you real quick and let you know that I just got a raise and I'm going to get a per diem. And I'm like, of course you did, right? Of course you did, because this is how it works. When you step into the realm, I always talk about how money's going to show up in expected and unexpected ways, right? Because here's the deal. We limit our money mindset. We limit our abundance by saying, say for example, if you're a real estate agent, like my girl Christina TNT, if you're a real estate agent and you say, okay, I really need to sell a home and make $6,000. I need to sell a home by the end of the month to make $6,000. If you're so set on that way of it coming in, if you're so set on this is how it's going to show up, what you're actually doing is blocking the universe from providing it in a different way. If it's going to show up, it's going to show up. And one of the biggest things I really want to encourage you guys in is that yes, I believe it works. Yes, Pamela, girl, my soul sister. I love it. Yes, and here's the thing, it's going to show up in unexpected ways, right? If, people are oh my gosh, I need to win the lottery so that I'll make, $1,000 or $1 million or whatever. What if it's going to show up in a different way? And here's the thing I really want to press in is you get to create the intention. You get to state the fact. You get to state it that I am bringing in $1,000 in expected and unexpected income in unexpected ways, and get curious. Have this curiosity within you. I wonder how it's going to show up, and really be open to the possibility, because the how, you got to let go of that. It's none of your business. I mean, honestly, let go of the how, because it will show up. It will show up in expected and unexpected ways. And more than not, it's going to show up in a way that is so unexpected, you couldn't have planned it. You couldn't have prepared for it. You couldn't have even imagined that you knew. But it will show up in unexpected ways. Because, here's the deal. We talked about this on Sunday night. Hey, Lori. We talked about this on Sunday night when I challenged you guys to write down your top 5 emotions. Do you guys remember that? If you haven't seen it, go back and find it. It's a video titled Money, Money, Money. I jumped in here and I shared, a really powerful technique on how to create, how to manifest $1,000 over the next 21 days or over the next 30 days. And it will happen. It will absolutely happen if you're diligent, committed, and consistent with the work that I taught in that video. So if you guys are interested in that, we're also going to be starting our, I'm sorry, I just lost my train of thought. We are going to be starting the July cash comeback where I am going to deep dive into all of this. Like, I love money manifestation. This is something I talk about in my Women of Wealth and Worth program, which is like a super powerful, like mind-blowing program. The women who go through this are like, it doesn't even make sense. The results that they get, it doesn't even make sense. And I've watched women go from hiding in their story, feeling shame, playing small, doing all these things. I've watched them like completely transform to like then being on stages, going out and powerfully sharing their truth, sharing their message, making great income from doing it. Like, get this, they're making like 6 figures and more, multiple 6 figures by being who they are. You guys, like, this is like, I love it. This is why I love what I do, because it is so amazing to show women what's possible. So I'm going to put the link here in the group or in the comments. My July cash comeback starts on Monday. So we're 4 days away. We are 4 days away. And you guys, it's $22 until tomorrow. It's only $22. And this is a $397 program. And I'm offering it for like nothing. My team thought I was going to offer it for $222, but I decided, I felt really aligned last night or on Sunday night when I was talking with you guys to just drop it. Like, just drop it in, drop it like it's hot, do the deal. This is a 5-day training, intensive training. You're in my space, you're in my energy. We're on a Zoom call together. So we're connected. We're together. If you can't make the live trainings, no big deal. You'll have the replays. You're in a private group with other women who are going through it with you. So you're standing shoulder to shoulder and you're building. We're leading together. I'm a leader who leads leaders. And if you're ready to transform your blueprint, to transform your money mindset, let's go. Let's go. All right, ladies. So I'm so excited, so pumped. I am just like so in love with this group, you guys. I wish we could just wrap this up in a container and I wish I could just gift this to the world. I am just so lit up that you guys are in here, that you've been pouring your energy, your time, your commitment into this program. And I'm so incredibly proud of you guys. Like, I just feel so honored to be a part of this, to see you guys transform, to see you guys in here like changing the world. Because you are. When you invest in yourself, you invest in the world. And this is the space. This is the space where transformation happens. This is the space where life is happening. And you guys are a part of it. You have co-created this. You've created this energy. You've created this space. And I just am so proud of you. I love you. If you guys want coaching around anything I've talked about, just put like Val, coach me in the comments. I'll connect with you. If you just need anything, want anything, like let me know. What were your takeaways from today? What are you lit up about? What are you passionate about? And I will see you guys tomorrow with Paola Rodriguez of Unique World Crafts. She's going to come on here, share her powerful story, share her beautiful energy. It's going to be a breath of fresh air. She's going to also share about how she is helping women and entrepreneurs all over the world. She's going to talk about how she is connecting with artisans in Colombia and helping them through this tragic time of COVID for them. It is like if you think it's bad in the US, it is so much worse in Colombia, you guys. Like, I was literally in tears when she was sharing what she's doing for these people in Colombia She's gorgeous. She's amazing. It's going to be powerful, you guys. I might just be like absolutely giddy. Like if you guys think I'm like high energy now, I'm probably just going to be giddy tomorrow because like I said, her and I went through this powerful time of transformation together. And I've watched this woman just, it's, oh my gosh, go from like being a beautiful, amazing, impactful woman into like Beyonce energy. Like she is Beyonce energy, you guys. Like she is Queen Bee. So I'm so excited. I love you guys. Like I could just hang out all day, but I need to go jump on my mastermind. So I love you guys so much. Mwah. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.